What's up, YouTube? My name is Ty, financial professional. Welcome to my channel. Please like the video, please subscribe, and catch me every weekday after market close on the Smarter Gambling Show. So here is TSLA Tesla. This finishes at $109 today. That is down 11.41%.
And it's gone.
So we last analyzed this stock last week when Elon Musk was dumping all his shares. It was a bloodbath, and this is not a great way to start the week. The bloodbath continues. There was news over the weekend that the Shanghai factory was going to shut down operations temporarily. And we also had some pretty recent news that the company is going to stop hiring and start laying off employees. So that was bearish news and definitely had somewhat of a factor on the stock price today. But just overall in general, this has been a really rough year for this stock, due to the market in general being down, especially tech, and especially because of the whole Twitter saga, which is still ongoing. So it's been really rough for this stock, but the chart looks more bullish than ever, which we'll get to in a second here. So this was a new yearly low today. Tesla was number 1 on StockTwits again, had over 10,000 mentions, so once again we're going to analyze it. Alright, let's jump right in, let's go ahead and analyze here. So first of all, we have a cup and handle in the making. Can't say where the bottom of the cup is because this is still selling off, but there can be multiple possible tops. It can be 160, 183, 200, 237, 257, 289, or 314. And longer term, this is part of an even bigger cup and handle where this should eventually come back up to the high of 415. But those are all bullish indicators that is telling us that the stock should come back up to one of those tops to complete the cup. The RSI, the Relative Strength Index, is currently at 17, so the stock is currently extremely oversold, extremely undervalued. So the RSI is currently a bullish indicator that is telling us that the current price of 109 should be a lot higher. And then we had a double gap down. First gap down is created today back at 121, so that's a bullish indicator that is telling us that the stock should come back up to 121 to fill this gap. And the second gap down was back at 262. So that's another bullish indicator that is telling us that the stock should come back up to 262 to fill this gap. We also had a gap up way back at $82. It looked very unlikely that gap was ever going to fill, but now that is a very real possibility. So that's a bearish indicator that is telling us that the stock may come back down to $82 to fill this gap. Here we had a descending channel forming where the upper channel was at 139 and the lower channel was at 124. So if this broke 139 to the upside, that'd be bullish, and if this broke 124 to the downside, that'd be bearish. This did in fact break 124 to the downside, so the descending channel was and still currently is a bearish indicator that is telling us that the stock is likely to keep selling off. The MACD, the moving average convergence divergence, has crossed the signal line to the downside and is pulling away, so that's a bearish indicator that is telling us that it may be time to sell. And in the aftermarket here, this is pulling back down to 107, so if this aftermarket action holds, that would be a bearish indicator for tomorrow. That is suggesting that tomorrow the stock will keep selling off. And if you guys want to follow along, the link to the chart is in the description down below. So right now this is trading between the sideways channel, the rectangle of 111 and 103. So if this goes to the upside, next levels of resistance would be 111, 117, 123, 128, 136, 137, 142, 146, 149, 154, 157, 159, 161, 168, 172, 174, 177, 180, 183, 186, 188, 191, 193, 198, 201, and then 205. There is resistance above 205, but we're not going to discuss that right now. And if this goes to the downside, next levels of support would be 103, 97, 94, 91, 83, and then 67. There is support below 67, but we're not going to discuss that right now. So right now at the current price, 109, the channels to the upside and the downside are very wide, so expect significant price action either way this goes. However, if/when this breaks 207 to the upside, the channel starts to narrow, so expect a significant decrease in price action if/when this breaks 207 to the upside. And this did 209 million in volume today, way above the average of 80 million, second biggest volume day of the year, so the sell-off today was confirmed by the volume. Okay guys, just my opinion, not financial advice. So last week, I said that the chart looked really bullish. I said 125 was an excellent entry, and nothing has changed. The chart looks even more bullish now, in fact. There are more bearish indicators than bullish indicators, but the bullish indicators are very strong here, specifically in the RSI and double gap down. It may not be done selling off just yet, but sooner or later, eventually, this will have to catch support and reverse. Just a matter of when, not if. So therefore, if you want to go long, not financial advice, the current price of 109 is an excellent entry. You really can't go too wrong here. Way oversold, way undervalued, yearly low. Again, in the longer term, this should eventually come back up to 262 to fill the gap there. And from the current price of 109, that would be about a 140% upside potential. So massive upside potential here in the longer term. And again, there is a gap up back at $82, which is also likely to fill. So from the current price of 109, that would be about a 25% downside potential. So there is a decent amount of downside potential here still. So I would say going long at the current price 109 would be a medium risk, very high reward play. Definitely worth a shot in my opinion. And if it keeps pulling back, then you'll have opportunities to keep buying at lower prices. So I can't support going long at the current price, 109, and if it pulls back, then you can just average down. As a wise man once said, buy the effing dip. But yeah, you really can't go too wrong buying in at the current price, and it should pay off really big in the longer term. Now, if you want to go short now, financial advice, I would not do that, and I would not recommend that. For all the same reasons that going long appears to be a good play right now, going short appears to be a pretty bad play. You should have went short anywhere from 400 down to like 150. And here at 109, you already missed a huge amount of downside potential. There's not much left, and you're probably going to get burned. Again, very oversold, very undervalued, yearly low, blue chip value stock. Again, this should eventually come back up to 262 to fill the gap, which would be a 140% upside potential. And again, this should eventually come back down to $82 to fill the gap there, which would be a 25% downside potential. So I would say going short at the current price, 109, would be a very high risk, medium reward play. Definitely not worth it in my opinion. There is still a decent amount of downside potential, but the risk far outweighs the reward here. So you're probably better off just looking elsewhere for a short play. So I don't like the current entry, 109 on the short side. Really, really bad entry. But I will say if/when this does come back up to 262 to fill the gap there, then I think that would be a pretty decent time to short this down. It'll be a while though. So in summary guys, it's been really rough for Tesla this whole year. Lots of drama going on. It keeps on bleeding. But it's still Tesla, very legit company, not going anywhere. It will have its day again. This is an excellent buying opportunity. So the current entry, 109, a very excellent entry on the long side. Can't go too wrong there. If it pulls back, you can keep averaging down. And there's really no reason to short this. You missed your chance, probably going to get burned. I would not recommend shorting this until this comes back up to at least 260. So sorry to everyone who lost money in the stock today, and good luck to everyone currently in the stock and to everyone looking to take a position. This is TSLA Tesla. Thanks everyone for watching today. I appreciate you guys. Please like the video, please subscribe, and catch me every weekday after market close on the Smarter Gambling Show. I'm Ty. This is Smarter Gambling. See ya guys tomorrow. Peace out.